Iran says it has defended a Vietnamese-flagged ship from being seized in the Sea of Oman. It says elite Revolutionary Guard troops boarded the ship on October 24th, saying the tanker was about to be taken by the United States. The US, meanwhile, is accusing Iran of staging dangerous maneuvers at sea.
Well, the Revolutionary Guards have now released this rather elaborate video that clearly has been edited, which shows the elite forces of the Revolutionary Guards, the Naval Division, taking over this oil tanker. There is communication clearly that we hear between the Iranian naval forces and what appears to be American naval forces as well, talking to each other, warning one another about being in dangerous territories and that they should go on their own way. The Iranians say that this happened because they believed that their oil was going to be seized by the Americans. And now we understand that this is an operation that the Iranians carried out because they believed that they had to seize their oil before it was taken.
Tensions remain high between Poland and Belarus after Polish border guards reported spotting armed people inside their territory. Following what is being called a provocation from Belarus, the Polish Foreign Ministry summoned a Belarusian diplomat for answers. The incident, which happened overnight from Monday to Tuesday, comes after a special law was signed by the Polish president, approving the construction of a border wall between the two nations. The Polish border guard reported several cases of aggressive incidents on the Polish-Belarusian border last weekend, with one of their cars being damaged. Polish authorities also added that several confrontations came from the migrants.
Judge says Prince Andrew should be prepared for a trial late next year on accusations he sexually abused a minor.
Well, yesterday's pre-trial hearing was very short indeed, right around 10 minutes. It's conducted remotely via telephone. There wasn't an opportunity for the judge to address Prince Andrew's rebuttal, which was filed with the court last week in response to Ms. Giuffre's allegations. This was about laying out how proceedings are likely to unfold in the coming weeks and months. Now, he did say they can expect to go to trial next autumn here in the Northern Hemisphere, so between September and December 2022. Lawyers for both parties said they're going to be seeking testimony from around 8 to 12 witnesses.
South and North Korea are technically still at war, even though the fighting ended 6 decades ago. But that could all change very soon. It's South Korea's outgoing president, Moon Jae-in, who's leading the call to officially end the conflict. He wants a peace agreement on the Korean peninsula. As the Korean War ground to a halt in 1953, South Korean leaders opposed the idea of a truce that left the peninsula divided. They refused to sign the armistice with military commanders from the North, the UN, and China, so the war was simply put on hold. In 2018, the idea of ending the war resurfaced most strongly when U.S. President Donald Trump, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, and South Korea's Moon came together in a flurry of diplomacy.
After a 5-month gap, talks aim to revive the 2015 Iran nuclear deal are set to resume once again. Iran's chief negotiator has confirmed that talks will commence in Vienna on the 29th of November. The indirect negotiations in Vienna come amid mounting pressure on Iran as it advances its nuclear program to dangerous levels. EU envoy Enrique Mora, who led 6 rounds of talks earlier this year, will once again chair the November meeting. The Biden administration has said it will attend the meeting along with the remaining signatories, the UK, China, France, Germany and Russia.
A threat to the country and its energy sector is how state electricity workers are describing a deal to sell 40% of a state-owned 300-megawatt power plant in Sri Lanka. Hundreds of employees have demonstrated outside the headquarters of the Ceylon Electricity Board. On 21st September, the government and an American company promoted by the US ambassador in Colombo announced reaching a sales agreement. It covered the purchase of this power plant, construction of a gas storage terminal, and a monopoly of gas supplies to all plants using liquefied natural gas.
So air travel appears to be back in a sense as travelers feel comfortable flying again, and that's helping airlines find their feet. Unexpectedly, it's also led to the return of a passenger plane model that was supposed to be on its way out, the Airbus A380.
The aircraft parking lot in Victorville, California, where Australian carrier Qantas parked its fleet when the pandemic hit. Lockdown travel restrictions almost bankrupted the global aviation industry. Now the world's planes are gradually taking to the air again, including one model thought retired. Qantas aims to slowly get its A380s back into service next year. Other carriers like Singapore Airlines and British Airways plan to have theirs airborne again within the next few days and weeks. It's a response to a massive surge in ticket sales.
You're lecturing, not me.